SEC basketball. The
Yeah.
champions, Auburn.
Wow.
Broome has, what do you have, 19 on the day?
Yeah, he's
several
good.
block
Broome's
shots.
good. They got Broome, Cardwell, they've got some good players.
Mm-hmm.
And they're peaking at the right time. But the SEC tournament, Matt, I mean, my gosh. Tennessee goes down. Kentucky goes down. Alabama goes down. What'd you think about it? Florida looked great in the tournament, I thought.
Well, Sears, Bama's main guy, he picked Florida to win it. And obviously he was wrong, but they did make it to the final, and they just couldn't put it. 86-67 was final, and I think Broome had 19.
He did.
Statistically, it was pretty close, but watching the game, Auburn hit better on their free throws. Florida was not hot on their threes, but the turnovers were both 12, but Florida turned it over more late, and Auburn just put on a bigger lead. What about 10 or 12 later with like 3 or 4 minutes left? That was kind of it.
Well, they finished it on a 16-point run.
Yeah,
I mean, like it was 47-44.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
And but I was just shocked with the overall tournament. You know, A&M scored 97 on Kentucky. Tennessee was never even in the game. Mississippi State nearly beat Auburn. Alabama got beat by 15. A&M looked great in the tournament.
Yeah.
But Florida had to come back from 18 to beat them. And Auburn was the most consistent, though, obviously.
Yes. Now,
I don't even know if they trailed much.
No, I don't think they did. I can't remember if they did.
No, I mean, they might have been down. I'm not talking about they didn't trail significantly in the whole tournament.
Well, I mean, I was talking about Florida game. I don't remember them being behind in that game. Were they?
Maybe at the first. Not when
because they went up 5-0 like bang.
Probably not.
They went up 5-0 quick.
See, I called it a little late, and it was 15-10 or something like that.
So, and let's reflect then.
I take that back. Hold on. Mississippi State was beating them 9-2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Let's reflect then. We talked about this at the tournament this weekend. What did we expect from those teams? Kentucky, Bama, Mississippi State, Auburn, Florida. Let's go back to, I don't know, Christmas. And think when we started talking about this, well, March will be here soon. And who's our, what we think? Bama lost everybody. Dean, do you think Bama makes SEC, tournament play, and we wasn't crazy about the idea. We knew they had a large group gone. Everybody left.
Alabama probably did a little better than I thought.
Yeah. Kind of like the football team like we thought. They lost everybody. They wound up in the Final Four in football.
And I'm going to tell you, Auburn did better than I thought.
Well, they won it. I didn't think they'd win it. I think I had Kentucky. And if I'm just picking early, like we'll do an early pick, I thought, well, Kentucky, he's a good coach, man. They're going to be good. Auburn's probably going to be in the mix.
Yeah, I thought they'd be in the mix.
I didn't see Florida.
No, I didn't hear much about Florida.
Or Mississippi State making a hot run here late.
Wow, South Carolina too.
Jeez.
They just kind of, the South Carolina, I don't know if you knew this, but they were picked to finish dead last.
Besides Vanderbilt, gosh.
And they finished second.
Wow.
Overall now, not counting the tournament.
Right.
Of course, he got coach of the year. And
so looking back,
Tennessee kind of came out of nowhere. They were supposed to have been good.
Well, that
but
boy,
this player was not supposed to.
Yeah, Colorado State transferred sometime.
Yeah.
Kaneka sausage guy.
Yeah, he's great. 20 led the SEC player of the year, led the conference in scoring. I thought it was a good year for the SEC. I just hope they finish up good.
They put 8 teams in.
Yeah, 8.
ACC only put in 3.
Was it North Carolina, Virginia? North Carolina State, obviously, after they won the Duke.
Yeah.
Duke gets upset.
Kind of surprised.
Purdue gets upset. Houston gets beat by 30.
They just quit. There's no way there's no way that team's losing to them by 30. There's no way.
Well, I got it here. I mean, it was just unreal. The upset. UConn did not get upset.
They might win it.
Illinois did end up winning the Big Ten, but they had to fight 93-87. Oregon upset Arizona.
Yeah, I did not think that would happen. I got Arizona maybe winning this thing too.
And the biggest one, Matt, North Carolina State upset North Carolina. And Duke.
Oh, Wolfpack.
Hey, is it going to be a Cinderella year? Going by these tournaments, this tournament's fixing to be horrible.
Yes. It was last year.
It was terrible. I mean, it got to the point to where people wasn't even watching.
McElwain, our buddy,
Yeah, he won it.
he won it last year. Year before, Burleson won it. Jacob did.
Yeah, but it wasn't as many. No knock against Jacob.
It was wild.
I think
It was pretty wild there, I think, early. But then, like last year, like the whole darn thing just went
Oh,
nuts.
it
Like
was
every
just-
week, it was like, what?
it was terrible the first 2 rounds, and then Alabama and them got put out in the San Diego State.
Jambalaya Island beats Vancouver. What? Who? I didn't know they even had a team. out
Cornwall
there.
Furnace in.
They're out of here. Big E meat markets.
You had FIU, San Diego State, Miami.
Florida Atlantic made up. They went to the Final Four.
Are
Miami
they in
did
it this
too.
year? Florida Atlantic.
So I
I did not see
I
their
don't
name.
remember seeing their name on there.
Uh,
Was Miami getting it?
no, I don't think
I
they
don't remember
may
seeing
be.
them. And I looked through
I
that
don't remember
when
seeing
you was coming. I was watching seeing
Mhm.
who's they may be.
Now San Diego State might
Yes,
be,
they are. I did see them on there.
and of course UConn, #1 overall.
Don't beat New Mexico State too. They're playing good right now. Just seeing
Who-
scores.
Well, from what me and you heard, they're really talking up McNeese. Said that they're going to the Sweet 16.
Well, they got a player. He's got a weird name. Like I can't remember his name. He's good.
And there's talk of Sanford possibly upsetting Kansas.
Yes.
Couple of Kansas, and that made a lot of people mad. They got a 4 seed and they're playing bad. It made a few people mad that Alabama even got a 4 seed,
Yeah.
and Auburn only got a 4 seed, and they're playing fantastic. But Kansas, that really ticks some people off.
It's
It's Kansas
yes.
though.
North Carolina, Kansas, Duke. Those teams are UConn's. They're going to get a little bit of a
Yeah,
nod
they're
because
gonna because they've had such a great history.
well, that seeding, it can, because they'll play some like in Charlotte and some in Utah and then some's out west and Washington. So, and where they're going to, place them, they may bump them. What I'm saying is to get a better game. They
Right.
bump them to get a better game versus somebody. You see what I'm saying?
That you,
That's the only reason
exactly.
I guess.
Well, here you got. Well, I'm just going, and then I'll let you. Some teams I think.
have no idea.
I think Purdue will do better. I think Houston. You better watch them.
Yeah.
As far as the SEC, maybe Auburn. Experts say Alabama and Kentucky are not going to go far because of
I
the
agree.
defense.
Yeah.
Do you got anybody you like that's just jumps out at you that might go a lot further in this than expected?
Gonzaga's always my team. I always
Gonzaga's
pick
always
them.
good.
And Mississippi State's got Michigan State. They play Thursday in North Carolina. That Michigan State, Izzo is always. I don't know.
That's
Maybe it's time for him to, get in there and chop it up. He's got to be ready to go, right? I mean,
yeah. He's getting up. He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
He may be 73 or 75. What about North Carolina? I think they're going to make some noise.
Always
in
a
this
fan.
thing.
Always a fan of them. I am.
Let me see some other teams right quick. They say Boise. I heard some good things about Boise.
Just so early.
Nebraska. They win. Second time they've been in 30 years.
30 years. Yep.
Creighton.
Yeah.
Expect
I'll put a mark by them. There's some teams, and maybe it's just being a homer, but
Well, what I heard in there, they picked Creighton to definitely go to the Sweet 16. Purdue for sure.
Yeah.
Tennessee. What do you think? I don't know.
no, I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't after
But-
the other day.
Then again, you'll have one of them stupid games. They'll show up and they'll win by 20.
Oh, I know.
What's going on? Like Houston just getting drummed? How? What?
Score 41 points.
Great guys. Did
This
they
team
just,
averages 80.
they just didn't get off the bus? I mean, or the cheer? What? It's such an emotional game, and we talked about this for high school, and you expect that with younger kids, high school, with
Right,
dealing with
right.
16, 17, 18-year-olds. You expect that. They have a lot going on. Their home lives can be ups and downs, very, scattered, or which college kids have boyfriends and girlfriends, but the same, they're a little more settled.
Mhm.
What is going football? Alabama, if they didn't make a 3rd and 10 play to get
Mhm.
them pumped up, they nearly lose the game. They have to make a play to get fired up.
I don't know
What is
what's
going on?
That had to have happened. I mean, nobody won their conference it was supposed to, except for, Illinois. Purdue was supposed to win that. Nobody except UConn.
What's up, Jeff?
UConn did win their conference.
Jeff, he's jumping in here. Kansas could lose to Sanford
I don't
if their
think so.
two-star
But
players can't play. FAU is an 8 seed. They will play UConn in the second round.
FAU.
UH has Florida. The Florida kids out too.
I like it. Yeah, I heard that they
That's not
picked
good.
them actually when we were watching.
Auburn's
that.
going to lose to Yale. Jeff,
No,
come on, that's not.
come on. But they did say that Florida might get beat by whoever they play in the first round, which I don't know. I mean, you got to look those brackets. Guys, just pick them. I'll tell you who does good on them, the person that doesn't study them.
Yeah. Hey, where'd you get your bracket? I just pulled it out of the newspaper.
Took me 7 minutes.
Filled it out. Did good.
Didn't think about it.
And I've seen me and Birdie's pick some before a lot of years ago. And just think about it, really, think about the teams and have conversations during the day.
And then
maybe
they're
talk
terrible.
again the next day. And you're like, let me go ahead and fix that one. And you work 2 or 3 days on one.
And they're terrible. Well, I'll go and tell you this. There ain't going to be 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four. That's only happened once. So if you can look at your bracket and you've got 4 number 1 seeds, fill it back out.
Throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I don't know if there will be any number 1 seeds this year. I'll say 1. I'll go on record right now.
I'm
going to say
that wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
I'm going to say there's 1.
I don't.
Because there's a lot of good 2s. There's some good 4s.
Yeah. The real good 4s.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you got.
So maybe a lot of 4 and 5, 4 and 5s going in or something.
I heard somebody say, well, Auburn's playing as good as anybody in the country. And they're a 4.
Yeah.
Alabama's a 4 too. I'm happy about that. But a lot of people didn't like that. Not with the way they're playing lately.
And so let's do this, and then we'll switch gears a little
All
bit.
right.
Have you got more on?
No,
that was all of it.
That was
Okay,
it.
well, those teams we mentioned, and you kind of mentioned this earlier. Which of those, first, Bama's going to play Charleston. Yes, Bama moves on.
I would think so.
I think so. Mississippi State, Michigan State.
They could lose that. Definitely.
I'm going to go Izzo.
I wouldn't be shocked if they got upset. And I don't even know if that would be considered an upset.
I don't think it would be. Not for no. I wouldn't
Mississippi
think it would
State's playing good.
be. Yes,
But you know how basketball is. 4 days later, you're not playing good anymore.
right. They're in North Carolina. Then in Charlotte, it looks like Thursday, Tennessee plays St. Pete. I assume Tennessee moves on too.
I think they survived that.
And so we got Bama, Auburn, Tennessee moving on. We don't have Mississippi State moving on. Who else? Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky and Oakland.
Yeah, I like Kentucky.
I think they said Florida and Virginia.
Yeah, I'll take Florida.
Well, with this guy I heard, they just Florida's playing good. Now, who does A&M play? If somebody can find out who A&M plays, that was supposed to be a good game.
I remember seeing it. I didn't write it
this.
down. I wasn't real big on them. So y'all tell us, SEC wise, that's who we basically cover a lot. And then we're going to mention other teams like, I like Gonzaga and Carolina and those teams. So we like most part.
Let me see Texas A&M right quick.
For the most part, we like most of our SEC teams.
Yeah, except for.
And I'm going to put out a bracket. I'll go file Locker Room Sports, and I'll put one out, share it on the page, and try to get some kind of prize for somebody, whoever wins it. Not counting me or you. If we
can't win it.
If we're 1 and 2, whoever's 3 wins. Okay, we'll do that. Which I wouldn't.
Texas A&M and Nebraska. Now, this is the
right.
highest Nebraska's been in a long time, but do you factor in the fact that Nebraska hasn't been in a long time?
Yeah. Yeah, Nebraska could upset the A&M. So we're pretty locked on the other ones.
Yeah.
A&M and Mississippi State, we're kind of We're kind of on the fence with that.
I don't know.
Nebraska, Michigan State, we think may move on and beat the 2 SEC teams.
Could.
So, and I'll put it back together probably tomorrow or something because there's still 2. I think there's 2 games like Tuesday or Wednesday.
I don't want to be a homer
Because there's one team that's like, well, they play this team or that team because there's still games to legally finish the bracket out. You know what I'm saying? Like Colorado's play somebody or something.
I don't want to be a homer, but I mean, I just don't think Yale's going to beat Auburn. I'm sorry.
Really?
No. I don't think
so.
Oakland's going to beat Kentucky.
Here's some more. A reason why. Yale beats Brown on a last second shot.
Last second shot.
And those moments, and it's hard to get back down and then go play a team that's hot, that's got a superior coach. Bruce has been there a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's got them coached up. They're believing right now. It's an emotional time for him. He lost his dad back last year,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted his dad to be there to see him win. So he's fired up. He's going to be screaming and ripping his shirt off. He's like he acts insane on the
He's a
court. I don't
mad
care
man.
for none of that. I don't care for none of that. I
Looks
think
like he's going to stroke out.
yeah, I think it's a little silly, but no, Yale's not beating Auburn.
I hate to say this, but Alabama just lives and dies by that three.
Yeah.
If they were to be off,
Yeah, Charleston could beat them.
Charleston could beat them.
If they go in there and go 4 for 24.
4 for 24 and don't
They're-
try to drive the
they're gonna play
lane in it.
defense. They're
The
big.
Kentucky's going to go inside if they're not hitting their threes.
Yeah.
And Tennessee is too. But Alabama just don't really seem to, do
Why
they?
not? Does Notes not hold them accountable? Hey, can we get out? We did this last year, didn't we? Stop shooting the ball. Hello. It's not working. You just missed 6 in a row. If you shoot it again, you're done. You're on the
No.
bench. He don't do that.
No, he
He
does
just-
not.
He just stands over and all his job basically, as it seems to me, is just argue with the refs about calls.
Did you hear what he said the other night?
That's all he does. Argue with the refs about calls. What is he doing?
He said that they have not played a zone on defense one time this year.
Well,
they
we can
stay
tell.
in man
Yeah.
to man
Yeah, we can tell.
all the time.
Yeah, that Kentucky,
Kentucky don't either. Kentucky never plays a zone.
the Tennessee game. Oh, we can tell for sure in that game because you're getting smoked when they're running those off corner pick and roll stuff, and you got guys slashing in the middle. Ain't nobody even on them.
You ain't even got to play. You ain't even got to
Florida-
do the pick and rolls.
Florida tried to do that with Auburn, and Auburn they're standing on the goal. How many times? I remember at least 6 or 7 times, wide open. Nobody's even around him.
Somebody
Because
had,
somebody gets picked up in the trash and he sneaks off, and they're playing man. If you get in that zone and play a 3-2, you got people floating. You got those guys under the goal moving in and out. and
everybody
floating across
hates the
baselines.
zone, hates the zone,
I
hates
don't.
the zone. Guys, if you're going to get smoked, you're going to get smoked, and it don't matter. I'd rather get smoked in the zone.
Me too. Now, who am I to say?
I mean,
anything?
we're not questioning Nate Oates, but he
No.
did say that we've not
No.
played anything but
No,
man
and
all year,
My rebuttal is I can tell.
and he may fire his defensive coordinator
He needs to
because
fire himself. Dude, wake up. Hold the kids accountable. Say, hey, coach, I'm looking in the mirror. This ain't working what you're doing. We're going to change it around a little bit.
And
Let's
some-
get out of that and go to zone for a little bit. You know the old triangle
Mhm.
where you run triangle and have
Mhm.
2 out, and they pick up the yards if they're coming down.
right.
If you
right.
play in the team that's going to come down and shoot the ball, like
Well, I mean,
well-
most teams.
what Tennessee did, they did that big. They would come down and just bring it down and pass from left to over to the side. Bam, they shoot a shot. But they know when to slow down. They know when to get out of that. And that's what coaching comes to, is being able to adjust. And Oates is not adjusting.
He
That's
never
his fault.
has. He don't at all,
That's his fault.
and he'll tell it.
That's his fault.
Now, Calipari takes heat for not adjusting, but he does. Oates don't.
Somebody's
And
gotta
that's
be accountable.
that's their that's just the style he plays, and I think that's what the kids know when they come in.
It ain't working.
We're playing man, and
Well,
you're going to do it all the time, and you better get in shape. And
what do you know, Big Matt? They're 4 going into the tourney, and they're playing Charleston. They may get beat. They go in there and go 3 for 30.
I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think they can go. They better shoot 30%.
Yeah. I was going to say 31. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They can't go in there and shoot 19%
No.
from 3 and win.
I don't care who they're playing.
No.
Put them against McNeese. Let them swap with Gonzaga.
Oh
And
boy.
let Bama play McNeese and Charleston play Gonzaga. See what happens. Because teams do match up different. It's like boxing. They do match up different.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
I am. Honestly am.
I'm not.
But I hope they prove me. I'm not saying they'll get beat. I just said I'm worried. I don't think it's a gimme. All right, we can move on
Yeah,
from that.
we're-
But I do think they'll win. I'll give them the check.
We got most of our SEC teams moving along, except A&M and Mississippi State may not.
May not.
May not.
No, I'll pick Mississippi State to get beat. I'll pick Michigan State straight up.